What is going on, everyone? Kevin here for Channel Mana Leak. I'm going to run a RTR block draft. This will be the first one I've done online. I've done one on a Friday Night Magic, so I would say I'm still pretty lost as it comes to drafting this set. Hoping to learn a bit. I actually am going to do a Swiss to start off. Might do one or two of those. Try to learn the format a little better before jumping into 8-4s, but probably be right back to 8-4s soon. As you know, I did a lot of 8-4s for Gatecrash if you watched any of my drafts. I think this is a really interesting block to draft. Pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be interesting and fun for both drafting purposes and game purposes. So we'll see what happens. It seems like some people are talking about 2 colors. Seems to me 3 colors is good, or 2 with the splash if you have a lot of fixing. I know some people are talking about doing 5-color type control type decks. I think there's a very real possibility that that's a nice way to draft as well. But we'll see what happens. I did a pre-release also live, so I would say I'm sort of familiar with Dragon's Maze, but by no means do I know all the cards or any kind of expert in it by any stretch, although I don't think anyone really is at this point. It is Monday, so this is the first day that the blocks are live on the normal payout structure. I think they were live yesterday or the day before for where you have to pay 15 tickets and then you get paid out in all Dragon's Maze, but it didn't really seem like the value was there. Even if you come in first and you win 4 packs, Dragon's Maze right now is under 3, so it just didn't seem like a logical way to go. I will say that Dragon Shift I got passed in my Friday Night Magic, and this card might as well say pay 3 blue, or 3 colorless, 2 blue, 2 red, and win the game. So I'm almost certainly going to take it here. It's not worth anything, but it is just absolutely sick. I did end up Grixis, which didn't work out very well for me in my Friday Night Magic. I went to, it was 4 rounds, I went 2 and 2, but this card, pretty much every time I played it, I won the game. So I think that's going to be the plan. Unflinching Courage is, of course, Armadillo Cloaks. That's really a good card. They even have a picture of what is pretty close to an armadillo, so there you have it. Other cards, let's see. I'm not super familiar with all the dual cards. That's good. Armed and Dangerous, that's a good one. That's a blowout card. First Blade's really good if you want to be aggressive, because they almost can't block it, so I mean they can, but you get in for 4. Other than that, nothing too amazing in here. I would say Unflinching Courage or Armed and Dangerous would be my choice if not for Dragon Shift, but this card, if you have creatures, it's silly good. You do have to have creatures and you have to be able to play it, but if you have both those things, it's really good. As maze creatures go, I like the Glider. It costs 6, but you do get a 3/5, and some of your other creatures will get flying. Let's see, what else do I like in here? Hunter of Night Vale is supposed to be pretty good. I don't know that I want to go Grixis again, and this card's really tough to splash because of the double blue, double red. I mean, you can cast it as a 3-mana instant and splash it, and it's still pretty good, but I'm hoping to use the Overload ability to win. Bread for the Hunt, I'm not really trying to do. Sin Collector's pretty good. I think it's probably more of a standard or constructed type card than block, but than draft, I mean. But it's probably good. Runner's Bane is pretty good also, and it would keep me in blue, but I think I'd like to try the Haunter, so I'm going to take that and see if we end up in Grixis, we end up in Grixis. My draft, I ended up Grixis, as I said. I had a ton of removal. My problem was creatures. I just did not have enough creatures. So let's see. What do we think the best card is here? Spike Jester, maybe. 3/1 haste is good. You have to be pretty aggressive for that, and if I'm trying to play Dragon Shift, I probably am not going to be that aggressive. I'm not a big fan of the Smelt Ward. Opal Lake is okay, but you have to have a lot of gates. This gate right now doesn't seem like it's going to do me a whole lot of good, although I think I'm going to take gates pretty highly. I would say at this point I want to choose between the Crawl Warrior, the Steeple Rock, and the Spike Jester probably. I think I'll take the Spike Jester, and if we end up being kind of aggressive, cool, and if not, that's okay. Oh, and there's a Sire of Insanity. This guy seems pretty good. I'm not sure if he's worth anything. I'm not sure. 1.5. All right, that's not bad. I think it just works good in my deck. I just was curious if he was worth anything. Of note, I don't know if this card's good at all. It doesn't seem like it, but I've watched some videos. Seems okay. There are some good cards in this pack for me. The Robobuilt Maka, I think, is a pretty strong card. The Zertod Druid, I've read people saying is first pick worthy much of the time. It's a little slower than like a Llanowar Elf, but you do ping for 1 damage a turn, which isn't bad at all. But I don't think there's any reason to go red-green at this point. Weapon Surge is supposed to be pretty good, but we're going to take the Sire of Insanity. I think this format's a lot slower, for the most part, than just either RTR block, RTR 3 times, or especially Gate Crash. So with that being said, I think you can play a bit slower. There's some pretty good cards left in this pack, so I mean, I think a lot of people, especially in Swiss, are probably trying to figure out what's good. I wouldn't mind taking the Guildgate. The Maka, as I said, I think is pretty good. This is a good blocker, but I wouldn't take it here. I think for what I'm trying to do, it's between the Fatal Fumes. Right now we got 3 red. We're mostly red. Couple blue, couple black. I think Fatal Fumes is probably better, especially I like the Gatekeepers, but we don't have any gates, even though I would like this one. I'm going to take the Fumes. Alright, well this is how I ended up in Grixis the first time, is this is the kind of stuff that was coming my way, and this card was very, very good for me. It's a blue-black instant, and I mean, you can pretty much kill anything they play, for the most part. You know, if you draw this on turn 10, you know, you're not going to be able to kill their best guy, probably, but you can almost certainly kill something. I'm going to take this. I would be happy to play also the Windrake. Would be fine, and like I said, I think Grixis' worst thing is creatures, so I'm going to try to prioritize those a little more than I did in my other draft, but I think this card is just too good over a Windrake, so I guess maybe I'm just going to draft Grixis every time. I don't think probably need that. Maze Rusher, not really probably trying to play that either. I wish this gate was one of the gates I wanted to use, because I like fixing, but that one's not going to really help me, and I don't think I'm going to be spreading into green, even splashing, so it's really a Genki, Bainali, Blackguard, which I don't want to play, a Maze Rusher, which I also don't want to play. I'm just going to pull the Deputy. I'm almost certainly not playing it, but I don't want to play any of those cards, so I'm going to take it. Okay, here I would say there's 2 choices for me. It's not Goblin Test Pilot, and I don't want to play the Small War Gatekeepers either. So for me, it's either going to be the Weapon Surge, which is supposed to be pretty good, and I might take it, or the Clue Stone, which will give me a little bit of fixing, even though I don't have any gates. And I'm not sure. This seems pretty good. I have a couple removal spells. I'm going to take the Trick. I probably should get some fixing, but I'm going to take the Trick anyway. Alright, here I'm not going to play the Mind Static, and Pilfered Plans, you know, it's divination, as the kids say. So I'll take it, and we'll play it again. I wish I had gotten a Guildgate of colors I wanted to play. Here's a choice. I would say between the Torturer and the Glider, multicolored creatures having Death Touch is fine, actually. It's pretty good, I think. I did notice in this deck I had trouble with Flyers. Maze Glider helps with that. Hired Torturers seems pretty okay, too. Its ability is not irrelevant. My curve's already kind of high. I'm going to take the Hired Torturer, and if I just get blown out by Flyers, then next time I will have to know. I may actually have Instants and Sorceries. Normally I would say I'm not trying to play Uncovered Clues, but I don't know. Maybe this is the deck for it. I got 4 of them. We'll take it, and maybe we'll sideboard it. Okay, so here again I have choices. Since I already have the Weapon Surge, I definitely need creatures, but I'm going to take the Cluestone. And I will take the Dimir Cluestone. I think actually all 3 of these cards are probably playable in the deck that I'm building, probably pretty poorly. Yeah, I'm going to take the Mind Static. I don't want to play it, but I guess you can sideboard it if you need to kill something. Of note, you know, I took the Spike Jester and I wasn't sure about it at the time. I guess as a 3/1 it's still blockable, even though you can still block even though it has haste, but ooh, a Watery Grave. What, those probably aren't worth anything anymore, right? I did see a Grizzly Spectacle on there. Let's see. Watery Grave. Is it still worth about 4? No. 2, 2.5. Alright, so that's whether I want a rare draft or not. If I want a rare draft, and it helps with fixing, but I mean, if I take this, it's because I want a rare draft. The only other cards for us in this pack, I mean, Ember Beast is fine, but I would take Grizzly Spectacle for sure if it wasn't for the Watery Grave. I think maybe... I don't know. Do I want a rare draft, guys? Buying 2.5, 225. You know what? I don't need the 225. I'm gonna pass this. Someone will be happy in a Swiss draft that I'm passing a Watery Grave, but I'm gonna take the Grizzly Spectacle and try to win here. Not that I think this deck's amazing, but you know, I'd like to get some practice in the set. So there's some cards here for us, for sure. I think Bane Alley Broker is actually pretty good for this deck. Of course, Mugging is always good, although maybe less good now, since the format's probably a little slower, and there's still probably a ton of 2 toughness guys. But Basilica Screecher, I do need creatures. This one's tough. I actually like all 3 of these cards. And I think for here... I mean, I guess I got enough removal, probably. I have 4 creatures. This may be wrong. I'm going to take the Basilica Screecher. I think I need some creatures, and so that's what we're going to do. Okay. So here we can take a Death's Approach. And that may not be bad with like Sire of Insanity and all our removal spells. And if it's not Death's Approach, we take an Aetherize or Paranoid Delusions, but actually, like, I think Dimir Mill is probably a lot more viable now, but I don't think I want to do it right now. So sorry, maybe we'll get one of those drafts here going in a little while, but I don't think this is the one, especially with my 5 creatures. So at this point, I would say it's between the Death's Approach and the Leyline Phantom. My curve isn't super high, and I do have some ramp going. I'm going to take the Phantom. Okay, so here we have basically 3 choices, but I'm just going to take the Death Cult Rogue. You probably know why, so I'm not going to waste time on that. It just seems like the best card. Okay, so now it appears that nobody's playing any Boros cards. I guess the idea is Boros is a lot slower now, but I mean, 2/2 Flying Haste is never bad, guys. And this is pretty good no matter what, right? The Assault Griffin's probably pretty good. True Fire Paladin's always good, but not moving out of my colors. I think Way of the Thief's probably better now with all the gates, but not for us. So it's totally lost. I'm not going to play Fire Fist Striker or a Pit Fight. Again, I'm low on creatures, but I think Pit Fight is just enough better than a Fire Fist Striker. Both of these guys want creatures, and my creatures aren't that strong, though. I'm going to take the Pit Fight. That might be wrong. Let me know if I should have taken the Fire Fist Striker. So that's interesting. I think Psychic Strike's actually pretty good in this format with the speed that we're going, but with 7 creatures, I think I just have to snap up the Syndicate Enforcer here. Corpse Blockade would work too, but I want to be able to win, in case you didn't know. Mind Grind might be fine. If I take a Mind Grind, I might actually play this Uncovered Clues. The other option is a Guildgate, or a Mind's Eye Drake. Actually, a Mind's Eye Drake might be what this deck needs. I need to be able to block flyers somewhat, and I do need creatures. Although Mind Grind helps me. No, I don't think it's a Mind Grind deck. I could use the Guildgate, but I'm going to take the Mind Eye Drake. I have a couple Clue Stones. Hopefully those help. Shit. Well, if I knew there was going to be another Mind Eye Drake, I would have taken something else, but I guess we'll probably play 2 of them and maybe not a Leyline Phantom. Shadow Slice isn't bad either, but I want to hang around. Here I'm going to take the Slate Street Ruffian. It sucks, but I do need a body. I guess I could take the 1/3. Would I rather have the 1/3 for 2 than the 2/2 for 3? I guess. It's a better blocker, and yeah, I guess. Okay, so here, the Bane Ally Broker came back, showed the Shadow Slice, but I actually am going to take the Guildgate here. I don't really want to play a Shadow Alley Denizen. I don't have a lot of black creatures, but it does work with, I guess, my 1 Extort guy, and I don't know, it seems pretty bad. But I don't want to play the Paranoid Delusions, and it's a creature. This is also a creature. Of note, I'm pretty sure target creature all your creatures become 4/4 and lose all abilities. I think that means evolve, and I think that means defender. So I'm gonna take this guy, and I think it would gain the ability to fly. I'm gonna hide the Way of the Thief, but in a pinch we could play it, I suppose. So I think we have enough playables. Some creatures would be probably pretty priority right now. Since I'm recording this draft, they want to give me every rare land. This one's also in my colors, so I passed the other one for a couple of dollars. What's this one going for? Also, 3? I mean, that might have to take that one. I passed one. I actually do need fixing. At 275. So basically, yeah, 250 on this one. Of note, I think Frostburn Weird's just really good. I think Staticaster's a lot better now because there's a lot of one toughness guys. This is not going to come back to me, so I guess. I mean, I really do need the fixing, so between the fixing and the money, I'll take it. If it was off color, I probably would pass it for the Frostburn Weird. But, yeah, I do need the fixing. I think Ultimate Price is actually pretty fine. Explosive Impact also pretty good. I think Ultimate Price is what I want, though. It'll keep us in the game for a little while we're trying to... I mean, even though there's lots of multicolored guys, there's still plenty of monocolored creatures. So, I mean, Grixis is definitely the removal deck. I don't know if Pit Fight's going to be really good here or not, but we'll try and see. I think I just want the Splatter Thug. We're not that aggressive for Bluster Squall. Of note, I think Batterhorn's actually quite a bit better now too, because there are lots of artifacts like these Clue Stones. So it's quite a bit better, but I think the Splatter Thug's going to be the choice for us. New Prov Guild Mage is good, but we're not playing that. I think the choice is pretty clearly Void Wielder here. We do have a lot of 5-drops, but I don't want to play the 7-drop, and the Racketeer I don't really want to play. So Void Wielder's good at least. I never thought this guy was good, and I still don't. We do have choices. I think Gorehouse is fine, and I think Lobber Crew is also pretty fine. I mean, these cards like Destroy Land probably have gotten better, but not enough for me to want to play it. I think let's see. I mean, I guess we are pretty defensive, really. I mean, the plan is to get guys out and play Dragon Shift and win, hopefully, or maybe fly in and win, or maybe win with the Sire of Insanity. So I guess how many? Oops, that's not what I'm trying to do. I guess we have a ton of monocolored stuff. I think Lobber Crew is actually quite a bit better now. I always thought it was good, but we've got a lot of multicolored creatures, so okay, so we got a Golgari Longlegs or an Ogre Jailbreaker. I'm gonna take the Ogre Jailbreaker. I wish I had more than one gate for it, but it's still a 4/4, and we're trying to clog up the ground a little bit. Apparently no one is playing blue-white. That's a pretty good card. I think this is fine too. I don't really want to be playing a double black at this point. Inspiration is okay, but maybe we'll just play the Minotaur Aggressor on the high end of our curve. It's either that or nothing, right? I don't really want to play either of those cards, so let's take it and see what we feel like doing. Alright, well the good news is there's lots of blue, black, and red cards available. The bad news is none of them are all that good. Doorkeeper's fine. I mean, we'd be very defensive, which I don't think is probably that bad. I mean, the Electromancer, let's see, what do we got? That is clearly not what I was trying to do. We got Pit Fight, 1, 2, 3. I mean, this isn't, his ability's not irrelevant, but I think I'd rather go with the Doorkeeper. We got a few defenders. Ooh, extra defenders. I mean, shit, now we could have gone on the mill plan. We probably could have gone on the mill plan. I think actually Sewer Shambler, Doorkeeper, and Staticaster are all fine. I was just saying I think Staticaster has gotten better, so let's... Or do we want to mill? You know what, let's take the Doorkeeper. I think between our two Doorkeepers, our Jailbreaker, our Clinging Anemones, we got 4 guys that have Defender, so I mean we might actually be able to mill someone out, possibly. I don't really want to play any of these. I'm going to take the Trestle Troll. It's actually a really good card. Obviously we can't play it, but I don't want to play any of those cards, so I'm not going to. Okay, I guess, I mean, I'll take the Terror Swarm. I don't think I'm going to play either of my 7 drops, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Ooh, a Bellows Lizard. You know, funny enough, I was thinking, you know, I'm going to do another draft. I'm going to do something. All I know I don't want to do is end up Grixis. But I open this card, and then I think there's there's just so much removal. I get kind of sucked into the removal. And what color do you want to pair with blue-red better than black? Something? Maybe? Sure. Possibly. But here we are. We only have two land fixers, but we do have a Dimir Cluestone and an Izzet Cluestone. And those do help ramp. So, I mean, we're going to play the Sire of Insanity for sure. Although you do have to be careful with it. I mean, each player discards their hand, so you don't want to play it while you have stuff in your hand you want to play. But you get out a 6/4, and I like the odds in my favor if you have a 6/4. So I'll come back after I put together a deck and talk about my final thoughts. Alright, so I've put together something sort of close to what I'm considering playing, and then up here are cards I'm thinking about. I think I'm going to take out the Pit Fight because it's not that great other than with like a Sire of Insanity, or really that's about it. Ogre Jailbreaker, I guess. Because most of my guys just aren't that strong. I'm trying to play defense with my Doorkeepers and my Clinging Anemones. Lobber Crew. Just trying to hang around. So I think Pit Fight, even though I love this card, I don't think it's probably that good in this deck, and maybe I should have realized that before I drafted it, because, I mean, I could play it with, like, a Haunter of Night Vale or something and deal 3 damage, but it doesn't, not 3 damage, but 3 damage in the fight. That doesn't seem that strong. Likewise, I think I'm going to play the Spike Jester. He seems very aggressive because of the 3-1 haste, and I guess it's possible with some of my removal he might just be able to get in there, but probably not. But for 3-1, I think I'm going to keep him in there because at least he can trade with a 3 power guy or 3 toughness guy. So I'm definitely playing 17 lands. I do have 3 5-drops and a 6-drop, although my curve really isn't as high as I expected it to be. I mean, that's because all these guys are on the sidelines right now. I could play one of them, 17 lands, or I could play 2 Clue Stones and 2 lands. I don't want to play 16 lands, I don't think. So I think if I play 17 lands, that puts me at 38 and 2 Clue Stones. That might be too much mana. I do want to be able to hit my Dragon Shift, preferably on turn 7 if at all possible. It could be countered, that's really bad, but if you can hit this and get in there when they tap out, you can pretty much win. So these are the cards I'm thinking I want to play for sure. Maybe not the Spike Jester, but like I said, I think I want creatures. And if they do attack in the air, don't leave anyone back. I mean, he can get in and do some damage. The Hired Torturer is not amazing, but he also has Defender for my plan of Doorkeeper death. And I like the target player loses 2 life, so you could, if you don't have anything you can do, you can keep pinging away with that and keep pinging away with the Lobber Crew. I think Pilfered Plans is nice for my slow deck. I think the Extort might help on this guy, even though we're not playing any white, but that's fine. I mean, at least we sort of have a plan. Either win with Dragon Shift or win with Doorkeeper / Lobber Crew. I mean, could also win with, this or a Flyer or something, but for now, that seems like what we're probably going to do. Let's see how we're looking on colors. 5 straight blue. I'm going to count this as a double. So 7 blue. Kind of count this as 1. 8, 9, 10, 11 blue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 black, unless I counted something wrong. So 11 blue, 14 black, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red. So we're very clearly not red. I mean, we do actually, I got to count this as 2, so we'll count that as 6 red, and I do have to hit 2 of them, which can be a problem. We're not going to play this guy for sure. I think Uncovered Clues probably isn't that bad in this deck. Let's see what we got. 1 instant, 2 instants, 3 instants, 4, 5. So it's got 5 targets, but I guess we're not going to run that. Not going to run either of these guys. We're not super aggressive. I mean, we could use this guy for ground defense, or we can cut someone, or play 16 lands and 2 Clue Stones. Well, I don't know about that either. 16 land and 2 Clue Stones? Obviously, if we get stuck on mana, that's going to turn out to be pretty bad. I think I'm going to play 17 land and 2 Clue Stones, and then just run it the way it is. So let's get these in there. I'm going to add these by the land side. Blue, black, blue, black, blue, red, blue, red. Pretty sure. Let's see, 12, 13, 15. That might be right. That gives me 5 red sources though, and I have to hit 2 of them. Maybe you have to go to 6. 6 mountains for 6 red sources. 6 red. That might not be amazing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 blue sources and 7, 8, 9. 9 blue, 9 black. That That might do it. Oh, that does put me at 41. Love my math here, because I'm at 18 lands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess I'd have to cut an island or a mountain. And since we're running out of time, it's going to be one mountain, and that's what we're going to run, and good luck. I am not so sure about this, but I also wanted to try weapon search, but I don't know. We'll see if we want to sideboard it in, I guess.